Times, this week's stories. In Canada, Edmonton City raises the Iglesia Ni Cristo flag and lights up a bridge in recognition of the church's 105th anniversary. Toronto Outdoor Art Festival showcases hundreds of international artists. Vancouver Home Show connects people to craft and design. In the Pacific, Hawaii plays an important role in America's space program then and now. Disputes over billion-dollar telescope construction in Hawaii resonate across the U.S. Plus, for EBC Sports, WNBA All-Star 2019 showcases the league's talents. And E3 Day 3, the video game community breaks down barriers. Hello everyone, I am Lynn Pence, bringing you stories from around the globe, and this is Eagle News Weekend Edition, broadcasting from San Diego, California. In celebration of the Iglesia Ni Cristo's 105th anniversary, the city of Edmonton raised the church's flag at City Hall and lit up the high-level bridge using green, white, and red lights. Eagle News correspondent Thomas Likeness with the details.
Bad weather did not keep members of the Church of Christ from celebrating their church's 105th anniversary. People from several Edmonton congregations braved a severe thunderstorm warning and strong winds to attend a flag-raising ceremony at City Hall. Church of Christ minister Brother Paquito Ibanez says members are not discouraged by rain, no matter how heavy it is.
Well, we are grateful for all the brethren who showed up, and it really shows how much they love to participate in the activities, especially the activities set by the church administration.
That evening, members braved rain again, this time to view the city's high-level bridge. It was lit up in the church's colors of green, white, and red. The bridge has 60,000 LED bulbs installed with a programmable lighting system. The city recognizes major events and cultural celebrations with the lighting. July 27th was Iglesia Ni Cristo, or Church of Christ Day. It was 105 years ago on July 27th that the church was registered with the Philippine government. That registration coincided with the outbreak of World War I. Thomas I. Likeness, Eagle News, I'm one with 25.
Thanks, Thomas. In Toronto, Eagle News correspondent Patricia Cadet takes us to an outdoor art festival showcasing hundreds of international talents. Take a look.
We are here today in the heart of downtown Toronto at Nathan Phillips Square for the 2019 Toronto Outdoor Art Fair, where hundreds of emerging and professional contemporary visual artists gather to showcase their creative works of art in one of Canada's largest cities. Since its first establishment in 1961, the Toronto Outdoor Art Fair remains to be Canada's leading contemporary art exhibition.
This is Canada's largest contemporary outdoor art fair, and we've been happening here at Nathan Phillips Square since 1961. It's also one of the longest running outdoor art fairs. We showcase over 360 visual artists and makers, and we attract over 100,000 visitors annually to Nathan Phillips Square, who come to see works, discover new talent, and buy works from the artists of the fair.
Where more than 300 international and Canadian emerging artists and creators assemble to display and sell their visual art pieces, sculptures, and paintings from a variety of art installation tents and booths. In its 58th year, the TOAF gives new and aspiring visual artists and art lovers the opportunity to learn and interact with professional visual artists through workshops and panel discussions.
I've been practicing ceramics for about 8 or 9 years now. It kind of came out of nowhere, and then I really liked it as soon as I kind of touched the material, and I've been doing it ever since then. From from school to a residency, back to school, and now I'm back in the Toronto Hamilton area working on setting up a space again.
What I would say to an aspiring artist is, yes, you be inspired by what you see, but always keep in mind that you're going to own it. You're going to make it your own somehow, and that's when you start to hit your speed, is when you go, I don't really care what other people think. I want to do what feels right to me.
Rain or shine, the Toronto Outdoor Art Fair is open to art enthusiasts, collectors, and the community to see, experience, and appreciate the original artworks of new and professional contemporary visual artists. Reporting from Toronto, Canada, this is Patricia Kadai, 1 with 25.
Thanks, Patricia. Now let's head over to British Columbia, where Isabel Fernandez discovers how the Vancouver Home Show connects people to craft and design. Isabel?
Exhibitors and enthusiasts alike have gathered here at BC Place in Vancouver, Canada for the Luxury Home and Design Show. Let's take a look. While one of the trends today sees people embracing a simple lifestyle that includes things such as tiny homes and approaches like minimalism, folks at the other end of the spectrum are drawn to the finer things in life. Vancouver's Luxury Home Show did not fall short of expensive and unique items on display. Timothy Belanger, a guest designer at the show, has clients around the world. He says the show is a chance to let people know what's available locally.
It's not just about buying expensive things, it's about creating a lifestyle. And traditionally in Vancouver, I was born in this city. I've lived all over the world, and what I've found is a lot of the people that live here aren't aware of what's available to them here. They think they have to go to other parts of the world to find things. And we're trying to show them, no, we're bringing it over here.
Belanger says luxurious living is more than just accumulating expensive things.
My philosophy was to create an environment where people could interact actually with the artisans as opposed to just walk to a booth and look at the work, to actually interact with the artisans, because I feel that's very important. And what gives a product value is if you understand the story, the history, and why the artisan is making that product. And that's what I integrate that into my design when I work with clients. I want to know who they are, why they want certain things. It's not about money. It's not about status. It's about who are you? What's your character? How do we create an environment that reflects who you are and hopefully inspires you to grow and be more? And that's how in my mind, we create leadership.
Show organizer Lauren agrees, says people are mistaken about what luxury really means.
Because when people hear the word luxury, they don't associate it with purpose, innovation, meaning to objects, and this driving people as they craft, as they design, as they endeavor to discover new ways to create.
So how does luxury portray itself in Vancouver? Does the city have a core style? Designer Belanger just shakes his head.
Unfortunately, Vancouver, from my perspective, is very trendy. I think Vancouver's still finding its way and have a style that may be indicative of Vancouver. Currently, that seems to be not very colorful, white, gray, and charcoal.
From the Luxury Home and Design Show in Vancouver, British Columbia, I'm Isabel Fernandez, 1 with 25.
Thanks, Isabel. When we come back, in the Pacific, Hawaii plays an important role in America's space program then and now. Disputes over billion-dollar telescope construction Hawaii resonate across the U.S. Don't go away. Eagle News Weekend Edition will return shortly. Welcome back. You are watching Eagle News Weekend Edition. I am Lynn Pence. The Polynesian culture in the Pacific, well known for its longboards and canoes, has also been associated with the explorations, first in the oceans and more recently in outer space. Eagle News correspondent Mio Acenas takes us to an event that not only celebrated the 50th anniversary of the Apollo 11 moon landing, but more importantly demonstrated Hawaii's ties to America's space program even to this day. Mio?
I always see the connection between the seafarers and the spacefarers. They had vessels, they had a crew, navigation, they had a mission plan. The connection is wonderful.
50 years ago, astronaut Neil Armstrong made one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind. And Hawaii made a huge role in making that achievement possible.
As a matter of fact, the word astronaut comes from star sailor. And so you can see the connection even in the words themselves.
The one-day event was recently held at Windward Community College in Kaneohe. There were free shows, a NASA exhibit showcasing actual moon rocks, and small Hawaiian flags that were brought to the lunar surface. There was also food, music, and lots of family fun, especially for children and even adults who might not remember a lot about this historic event.
What we're trying to is ignite the imagination of kids, to follow in the footsteps of those bold astronauts, to take that risk, to take that bold leap, and to pursue things that they think might be a little bit difficult, but maybe will be a life changer for them. So what we do as teachers is we touch the future by teaching.
Most of the exhibits on display highlight the long and rich connection between America's space program and the Aloha State.
Hawaii played a very prime role in the Apollo program. Many people don't know that. And so from the very beginning, before they even went to the moon, the Apollo astronauts came to Hawaii and they explored the lava terrains of our mountainsides, because the basalt lava right here in Hawaii is very similar to the lava that they would have on the moon. When they came back, they splashed down on the Pacific Ocean about 900 miles away from our islands. They were picked up by an aircraft carrier and they were shipped straight to Pearl Harbor.
Even long after the Apollo mission, Hawaii continues to contribute in space exploration.
There are different organizations like HiSeas, which does simulations to see what it would be like to live on the planet Mars. And so that's one of our simulations and our connections. There's another group called Pisces, which is looking at the aerospace industry in the state itself. Mm-hmm. So, and there's also a possibility that we may establish a spaceport on the Big Island. And that's an exciting thing. And that would come through the Hawaii Spaceflight Lab, which is located on UH Manoa.
And now what about this new and exciting chapter for the next generation of spacefarers?
Artemis is the new moon program. And so we're now looking to go back to the moon, and one of the goals is to try to reach it by 2024.
Reporting from Kaneohe, Hawaii, I'm Miwa Senas, 1 with 25.
July 15 of this year was supposed to be the start of construction for the $1.4 billion 30-meter telescope of the TMT on the summit of Mauna Kea in Big Island of Hawaii. However, despite government approval on numerous occasions, opponents to the project are not giving up without a fight, not only in Hawaii, but now also in other parts of the U.S. Miwa Senas from Honolulu and Lonnie Vilcantos from Las Vegas for this combined report.
On day one, the road leading up to Mauna Kea was supposed to close at 7 a.m. to allow construction equipment access towards the summit. However, as early as 3 a.m., protesters have already gathered themselves at the intersection leading up the mountain. Some of them were kupuna, or senior citizens, who were lying down while chained to a piece of metal grate. On day two, the protest was no longer isolated to the Big Island. Soon, gatherings were sprouting on Maui, as well as on Oahu, especially at Honolulu's airport, the state capital, and the University of Hawaii main campus. On day three, Hawaii Governor David Ige declared a state of emergency on the Big Island, authorizing deployment of reinforcements from the Maui and Honolulu police departments. Up to 33 protesters were arrested in the process, most of them kupuna or the elderly. On day 4, some protest groups used the freeway in Honolulu to drive slowly, drawing attention and creating traffic. The effects of the road closure to Mauna Kea were also taking their toll on the tour companies that depend 100% of their revenues from the mountain itself. On day 5, the governor visited Big Island to assess the recovery from last year's Kilauea volcanic eruption, but did not confirm any plan to visit the protests at Mauna Kea. By this time, the TMT organization has been trying in earnest to emphasize its position as well as the benefits of having the telescope in Hawaii. Even presidential candidates got involved, with statements from Senator Bernie Sanders and Hawaii Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard calling for Governor Ige to reconsider its current plan. Protests against the TMT constructions continue to take place in cities across the U.S. such as LA and New York. For a closer look on the gathering in Las Vegas, here's Lenny Valdecantos.
I'm from Oahu, Waianae, Hawaii, the west side of Oahu, supporting all our people out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Thousands and thousands of miles across the sea, baby. Us Hawaiians still come together. Look around. Yes, sir.
The conflict between opponents and supporters regarding the 30-meter telescope construction in Hawaii resonates all over the U.S., right behind me, including here in Las Vegas. Those whom we spoke to chose to call themselves protectors of Mauna Kea, rather than protesters against the TMT.
We're protectors, not protesters. We're here to protect our Mauna, Aloha Aina, our Ole TMT.
And as we were talking about earlier, we are protectors of the land. We're not protesters. I'm also pro-American. I served in the Air Force for 7 years. I can be Hawaiian and American. I just need to feel that we need our story to be heard.
We remind our Kanaka over here, we are protectors of the Mauna, and they know this very well. It's funny how no matter where we're at, whether we're here, Washington, Oregon, California, our roots are very deep, still strong. When we say we're the living Aina, so everything that we instill in ourselves that we are rooted with, traditions, we take with us. That's why we say we are the Aina, because wherever we go, we are Hawaii. When asked about those who do support building the TMT in Hawaii, this gentleman chose not to answer the question, but stated something else in Hawaiian. What about those in Hawaii that don't want to leave the state and looking forward to the TMT? What can you comment about that?
I cannot comment on that. Malamapona, Aloha Aina, Kukia I Mauna. These things that can be translated into English, but the vibes is here. Really, it's just the people and the feelings that we share. It's not just based on one ethnicity. We're all one peoples of the planet, but there are people who struggle and people who are in a position to stand and resist some oppressive forces.
And what about a peaceful resolution? Here's what some of them had to say.
Build a telescope anywhere in the world except Big Island. Aloha Aina.
Except the whole Hawaiian island, Hawaii Aina.
Peaceful resolution to me is just not to have the telescope built. Think of another place on this planet to build it. We live on a very large planet. I'm not really sure why they chose Mauna Kea, but I'm sure there's other places that they could have built it.
Aloha all the way. You have to be patience. Ahunui is probably the biggest part of our aloha, is patience through this whole process. Ige will see it right. He's in a position, the power to do what needs to be done right. This was a peaceful gathering today, but it seems that there's no resolution as of yet. Reporting from Las Vegas Bureau, I'm Lonnie Valdecantos, 1 with 25.
Thanks, Mio and Lonnie. When we come back for EBC Sports, WNBA All-Stars 2019 showcases the league's talents. And E3 Day 3, the video game community breaks down barriers. Eagle News Weekend Edition will return shortly. This is Eagle News Weekend Edition, broadcasting from San Diego, California. I am Lynn Pence. Now for EBC Sports. We have WNBA action from the league's All-Star 2019 event in Las Vegas, where players and fans and NBA stars enjoyed the show.
From the shining lights of the famous hotels in Las Vegas to the lights of the hardwood, the WNBA All-Star Weekend has brought the league's brightest and talented athletes under one roof. The weekend began with 2 girls' clinics and a panel of some of the league's unique talent and legends of the sport. These All-Stars and legends not only gave some pointers on the court, but were also able to provide some amazing advice on the importance of social media awareness and the need to do well in school.
Just seeing that you can make it to this level. And what you do, we talked about things even after basketball, those qualities that you can have for what the sport gives you that you can have for when you're done playing in your professional life.
You know what, it was so much fun. All these kids are so energetic and so excited to be here, to join, and to even come out and just experience something new. So it was really fun. I liked it. I just love volunteering. We have an amazing girls youth program in Las Vegas that I am a part of, and I coach there. So hopefully I can spend my time and help out with that.
All-Star Weekend included a free fan fest where everyone was welcome to play games and experience the fun. Fans of all ages took part in the free event during and after the three-point and skills challenges. The fun continued as fans witnessed the All-Stars showcase their talents in the three-point contest and the skills challenge. The eve to the big game, the players traded their style for the court into their style for the orange carpet. Most dressed simple but yet so elegant. Fans cheered for both teams as they entered. Teammates and WNBA legends were not the only ones who give their support. NBA star Chris Paul and basketball legend Kobe Bryant also took part in the festivities. Players shared their thoughts on the All-Star experience delivered by Las Vegas.
I mean, anytime you come to Vegas in general, you're thinking it's people are going big, big shows, big time people, and that's how it should be definitely for All-Stars. So I think it puts a little pressure on everyone else to see how can we be better than than Vegas. But so far they've been phenomenal, and that's what you think when you come to Vegas is big time shows and put on a really big show.
Team, I mean, the Aces are 2 years young, and look what they've been able to do. It proves that it works. So I think we can look to the Aces and see what they did this entire All-Star, what they've been doing with their team. You see them everywhere. They're marketed very well, and kind of take that model and run with it.
Erica Wheeler shares her inspiration and message after her All-Star MVP performance.
It's going to be bumps in the road. You just got to keep pushing through those bumps in the road. Just never give up. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. And I don't think you expect this. I don't think you should want it easy. I think you should, expect those bumps, and when you get over those bumps, it means so much more. God, He works in a mysterious way, and He knows my grind. He knows what I've been through. He knows the work I put in. So, when you put in the work, you get rewarded, and I think that's what's happening.
Both teams give the fans a great display of jump shots and dunks left and right. Team Wilson came up with the win against Team Deladon. From the WNBA All-Star at the Mandalay Bay Event Center here in fabulous Las Vegas, I am Casey Carrasco, 1 with 25.
Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, our Eagle News Team E3 Day 3 coverage shares with us how the video game community breaks down both virtual and real-life barriers. Alan and Ava Basalai with the story.
At the E3 Esports Zone, a 10,000 square foot area has been designed for professional and amateur competitors to battle it out in tournaments for games like NBA 2K, Fortnite, and Smash Bros. Ultimate.
And with this being the final day of E3 2019, we want to jump in post-haste with a little esports competitive play and, of course, still find time to review some video game goodness on the show floor.
In esports, there's many different games, from a Madden NFL football game to a game like League of Legends or Counter-Strike, which is a first-person shooter game. And for enjoyment and for community, people play these games because they spend time with their friends online playing with them. They play to get achievements and to be the best at what they do. And once you start playing in that way, it really fills your life with joy and also companionship from the community of the games you play. Esports in college is becoming a part of the infrastructure of college. So you can go to college now to play for the basketball team or the soccer team or the esports team.
It's growing a lot in the college scene because, college people have good reflexes and a lot of time. So it's basically just a new form of competition. So the people here seem like really invested, I think, because it's the kind of thing where you're like, oh, I'm pretty good at Smash, but then you get to see like people who are good, and it's like, whoa, they're doing crazy stuff.
I practice maybe about before a tournament, about a good 4 or 5 hours. I gotta make sure I know all my techniques. I gotta make sure I know everything about my character, about all my opponents as much as I can. This game, I have to know about maybe around 70, 75 different characters you have to know. I've made so many friends and had so many great experiences because of esports. And overall, it just makes me, I feel, a better person.
E3 wouldn't be complete without the occasional photo op or the obligatory wipeout in front of friends. Ready for any challenge, our Eagle News team dared to scale the highest peaks in order to deliver the latest in video gaming news. News about upcoming games like
Star Wars Pinball is coming out for Nintendo Switch on September 13th. It's the first Star Wars game on the Nintendo Switch. It takes 19 great Star Wars tables, puts them all into one package. One of the cool things you can do is you choose your side. Are you light side or are you dark side? Which are you?
We picked the exciting side.
Dark side it is. In career mode, you actually have to fulfill these missions just right then and there. There's also stuff like a 5-minute challenge, get a certain amount of points. Single player is just all of our tables there. League play and galactic tournaments are different, online kind of things you can do. We have a Cantina jukebox, which is you'll unlock all these different John Williams themes and everything. You can play them anytime you like. Eventually, you'll get to play out great scenes, iconic scenes, the Millennium Falcon going through the asteroid field, or Luke on Hoth and stuff like that. There's all sorts of fun, iconic scenes. That pretty much goes for all the kind of movie adaptation tables that we have. Let's go ahead and jump into the battle mode. This is a very classic kind of Castle Storm fight, and just totally bombard this castle so that you get a nice look at our destruction, which is all Unreal 4 driven. You reveal little humorous scenes, you get a little zombie in a hamster wheel there. The Headless Horseman is here and just admiring himself. We have a little bone throne down here. It's not an iron throne, it's a bone throne. The actual objective is to totally either destroy this castle or to get this flag here and take it all the way back.
So we're showing off Sea of Thieves here at the stand today. We've got the arena mode, which is our recently released competitive game mode that we've launched as part of our anniversary edition update. You've got short session-based combat, and you can jump in and play with your friends, and you can kind of experience that PvP experience. But then on the other side, we've also delivered the Tall Tales, a quest-based system over to the adventure mode. So while we had the Emergent World out at launch, we've added a range of kind of story-based quests and campaigns, and it was all based on following from player feedback.
Feedback about E3 was also an important discussion, engaging the prominence of the world's most well-known video game expo.
All these exhibits are amazing. From the Nintendo booth, the Link's Awakening, if you haven't seen that, the little figurines on top, it's just been mind-boggling. Pokemon's great. And if you haven't checked out the indie area, there's a lot of good gems over in the indie area to check out.
The Nintendo booth was definitely fun. That's what we came here for. So we went and played Pokemon, and we played, what else did we get to play? Luigi's Mansion. Luigi's Mansion is a really, really great game. And then I've just come here on the last day to check out the Xbox and see what the streaming service is going to be like. So it's been good. I recommend that. That's pretty amazing.
This is the show. This is the show where everything is announced. We get to see the updates to our favorite titles. We get big surprises, and just everyone is psyched about the future of video games. I'm a very big Xbox channel, so we'll be talking about Xbox games I played. Gears of War as well. I got some footage of that, so I'm very excited to talk about that. I'm very impressed by it, and yeah. E3, it's a very busy place. I love it, but if you ever get the chance to come, give it a shot.
With consoles and computers promising even more devastatingly beautiful graphics, richer stories, and immersive ways to play, it looks like it's time for me to upgrade to a bigger TV. But first, I'm probably gonna need a bigger wall.
Walls, however, are broken down in the video game community thanks to things like online play, competitive esports, and big events like E3, where regardless of any personal demographic, each individual is simply recognized as
a gamer. Signing off from the Electronic Entertainment Expo at the Los Angeles Convention Center, this is Evan Allen for Eagle News, and we are 1 with 25.
Thanks, Ava and Alan. That is today's Eagle News Weekend Edition. Join us again next week for stories from our bureaus across the nation and around the globe. Visit our website at eaglenews.net and eaglenewslive.com. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/Eagle News and Facebook at facebook.com/Eagle News. Thank you for watching. I am Lynn Pence and I am 1 with 25.